Yesterday, Joe Biden was out. He was signing his executive orders, and he wanted to talk about the vaccine rollout because they're putting in a new order. They're now buying more vaccine for more Americans. Listen to what he announced yesterday.
And we believe that we'll soon be able to confirm the purchase of an additional 100 billion doses for each of the two FDA-authorized vaccines, Pfizer and Moderna.
Whoa. Listen to that one more time. Listen to what he said. They're going to confirm the purchase of 100 billion doses for each of the vaccines.
The purchase of an additional 100 billion doses for each of the two FDA-authorized vaccines, Pfizer and Moderna.
That's 200 billion doses. I mean, I don't know. How many people are there even in the world? But 200 billion doses. There's only 328 million people in the United States of America. Why do we need 200 billion doses? But then it got really confusing because this is what he said right after that.
That's 100 million more doses of Pfizer and 100 million more doses of Moderna. 200 million more doses than the federal government had previously secured.
Oh, okay, thank God. So it's not 200 billion, it's 200 million. Hopefully when he filled the order, when he was online and he was loading up his shopping cart, hopefully he got it right and he only put in 100 million in his cart and not 100 billion of each, because that would totally bankrupt us. And then they asked, when are these, he wanted to make sure we all knew these are on the way. They're coming. Here's the scheduled timeline for these 48 trillion doses that he's buying.
And some of it will begin to come in early summer, but by the midsummer that this vaccine will be there. All
right, so come in the early and the mid and the summer, and then by the midsummer the vaccine's going to be there. And then he gave an update on, if you think about it, again, 328 million people in this country, and we know not all of them are going to opt into the vaccine. Probably, 25, 30% would, 2 doses each. So if you do the math, it seems like we should have plenty.
And that increases the total vaccine order in the United States by 50%. From 400 million order to 600 million.
So 600 million doses of the vaccine divided by 2 is about 300 million doses. So you would think that a lot of Americans would be able to get vaccinated if they wanted to. But according to Joe Biden's numbers, that's not the case.
This is enough vaccine to fully vaccinate 300 Americans.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
This is enough vaccine to fully vaccinate 300 Americans.
300 Americans. 300 Americans will be able to be vaccinated. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's just Joe. That's just folksy. That he just lost his. He just stumbled over his words. He meant 300 million. You would think that, but he clarified.
I want to repeat. It'll be enough to fully vaccinate 300 Americans to beat this pandemic.
So he wants to repeat it, folks. No. I want to repeat. It will be enough to vaccinate 300 Americans by the end of the summer.
I want to repeat. It'll be enough to fully vaccinate 300 Americans to beat this pandemic.
Okay, so 300 Americans will be able to split the 600 million doses we have. That's going to be a lot of pricks in their arm, but eventually they'll be able to beat COVID-19. I don't know how they're choosing the 300. I don't know if, it's going to be by a lottery or something. But, hey, if you want this vaccine, man, you better wake up early and get in line because there's only 300 doses, according to Joe Biden.